Brand strategy. Brand strategy is a very big code word which many people use it across the globe. But when you talk about brand strategy in India and how a brand strategist who is a patent attorney and a trademark attorney, how that firm can assist you, I'll explain a little bit more about it. Uh, See, brand is something which will be associated with you and your customers throughout the business. And a brand should be something which is easily recognizable by your customers or your users. Having said that, a lot of times we get queries like we want to file a trademark application. Many times the client, they don't even know what's the difference between a patent and a trademark. They're talking about the mark, but they say it's a patent. So, having said that, first thing, we need to explain them that yes, these are two very different things. And when you talk about brands, they have to be filed in different classes. And we then suggest them the classes, and then they pick because they think it's just it's not very important for them at the starting of the business. They just file in one class, whereby they should have filed in 3 to 4 classes. So what happens is, when you file in one class, so you get protection in that class. But if somebody else copies that at a later stage when your brand is big, so that's a problem statement. So having said that, it's very advisable to clients in India and clients across the globe, whether you're a startup, invest in protecting your intellectual property rights. Uh, when you do MBA, 80/20 rule is very much applicable in business. And what I feel from my personal experience, 80/20 rule is applicable in every aspect of life. So when I say 80/20 rule, 20%, at least 20% of your whatever money you have, it's whether it's an angel funding or whether it's your own money or XYZ person is funding your startup or your business, invest in protecting your IP. It's very, very important. And when we talk about IP, patent is one aspect, trademark or brand is one aspect, design registration or design patent in US is one aspect, copyright is one aspect, trade secret, what you don't want to disclose is one aspect, contracts is a very, very big aspect of the whole scenario. Having said that, me myself, I'm under co-founder dispute. So even running a law firm, I didn't never had contracts, so I know the importance. And when you go under or you go under the pressure, you understand how important a contract is. So coming back to the point, brand strategy. Brand strategy is to do your SWOT analysis of your business, of your brand, in terms of not even the word. Word is one aspect that is known as a word mark. Then you have a logo. Logo can be combined with a word and it can be colored or it can be colorless. I generally tell my clients whether if it's not very, very important, if color is not very important, don't claim the color until unless you are McDonald's and you have that curve, red and yellow thing which is with which the consumer is going to recognize you. So this is one aspect. So we discussed about wordmark, then we discussed about logo. When you combine both, you can combine with the tagline. This is another mark, and those kind of marks generally get a trademark very easily because it is a novel combination. When you talk about novelty or novelty is like it's a new combination, and anything new attracts the eyes of the consumers also. And in India, the trademark process is very diligent nowadays. You are able to overcome or get a trademark within 3 weeks, at least the advertisement, and then the process is like, it's open to opposition and other stuff. But if you file your affidavits, if you file all the documents in place, and if you hire a right attorney, you can get your trademark done within 3 weeks, and which is pretty awesome in India. And the current scenario in India is actually propagating the ecosystem where filing intellectual property rights is the need of the hour. So understand what kind of IPRs you are generating, understand it and act on it. A very important aspect, or the cases we are right now working on, is knowing the technical know-how of the uh, co-founders. And when you're actually going for funding rounds, you should also take into consideration what kind of intellectual value as a co-founder you're bringing in. Even your LinkedIn connections is a very good database to get more work. So, what kind of connections you have, who have recommended you, even those kind of aspects can be taken into consideration, and you can raise your value of valuation. See, valuation is not only based on numbers. That is one aspect. You need to see the emotional aspect, you need to see the human behavior aspect. We as humans are very social in nature. Having said that, when we are social, the kind of contacts you have, you are able to get your work done in a fast forward manner. What I mean by fast forward manner is, if you know somebody in the government, obviously you can get the documentation done and you can do the follow-ups. So definitely, if a person or a co-founder who has worked with a Fortune 100 company in India or a Fortune 100 company across the globe, and if he is on the board of members, obviously he will bring a lot of value to your startup. So you should understand the value of the person, and take it into consideration and do the valuation of those aspects also, even the kind of college you come from, because the kind of database, it's college is not that you have to be from the top grades. It college can be the kind of people who have been associated, and where are they today, maybe your school also. So it's a complete package. So technical know-how is one of the service which you're providing, and I just talked about it in brief. But however, there are many parameters which can be taken into consideration, which the startups in India are not actually seeing it, how it can actually increase their valuation. They just they're more interested in getting the funding. But I think you should be on the other side and see that what you're bringing on the table. So if you know what you're bringing on the table, you'll be able to negotiate a better pricing for your funding round, and how much equity you would like to give up. Another thing which I would like to suggest is having mentors in your startups. Mentors takes X kind of equity, and the kind of knowledge they will share with you will actually help you, not only do your brand strategy but understand the business ecosystem. See, the parameters on which business is done remains the same, whether you are in 1970s or 1980s or 2000 2010. The basics of everything remains the same. Yes, we use technology, but how to use technology efficiently is the need of the hour. So we need to balance out. So the balancing act has to be very in a defined way. So you should have mentors, and if they are asking for equity for any person from 9 to 12%, I think you should be able to give it to them. I myself, I'm mentor in many of the startups, not only in India but across the globe, and I'm helping startups to understand their value. And many times, they think we are not generating any intellectual property, but when they sit with me, we have one-to-one conversations, a lot of IP is generated. So you should need to understand that even if two people are talking, that is IP. You are actually creating something of your mind, creation of mind, ideas. You bounce back ideas, you execute. Though ideas are important part, but the execution is more important. How you execute it to reach it to the next level, and when you reach it to the next level, what next? Dividing the quarters in yearly, like there are 4 quarters, then quarters divided into months, months divided into days, days divided into hours, and end of the day, how to increase the productivity, because we only have 24 hours. So we have to utilize the working or hours like 12 to 15 hours. Generally the new generation, they like to work for 8 to 10 hours. People like us are able to work somewhere between 15 to 20 hours a day. Yes, because once you start loving what you do, you are not working. It's more of you enjoy what you do. So I think you should be in the right frame of mind to even execute what you want to do. So you need to understand first whether what you're doing today is what you really want to do. So if you're doing what you want to do, I'm sure success is like sky is the limit. I tell my team always, we start our mornings, I say, what's the plan, girls? And we rock, we smile, and we like, it's like the team should be happy, whatever we do. Many a times we get complex projects. I said, what is the complex? complex. Let's break it down. So I think we have puzzles to solve. Let's solve the puzzle. And if you have any questions related to brand strategy, I would be happy to assist you. If you're looking for mentor, again, I'll be happy to assist you with that. For any questions, I'm just a mail away. I'm available on LinkedIn. My name is Prity Khastgir, and I'm a patent attorney practicing in India for the last 12 years. Have a great day ahead. Bye bye.